Hi, just a quick update on Mara. Going into the 25th of August, I'm going to start just having a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gone through a selling period. We had a little dip of buying. We did have some real strengthening through the start of end of July and start of August. A lot of new long positions as we started going towards this all-time high. Then today we've had a really good pullback, and the pullback, just wanted you to note that the pullback has been just to touch the 0.5 retracement from this bottom here in in July 22nd, Sunday, July the 22nd. It was just a needed for the structure of the social movement, as far as my thoughts are. I know that we're looking at Mara. The leading sort of indicators for me are stuff from Coinbase. Just Coinbase seems to be on the inside of what's happening within the US markets. Very interestingly, the new Tether Treasury one-to-one holding of funds just assures supply for the buying of the T-bills for the American government's funding, and I think that a lot of that noise means that we can safely say that Coin and Coinbase, who are funders of the current government, they're in the know. If we just have a look here on the 15-minute, we just started to see, we had a little bit of buying on Wednesday, and then we just started to see it starting to fill in a little bit and dip into this zone, coming into that decision on Friday, or the discussion by Chairman Powell, just suggesting slightly more dovish positioning going forward. And if we then have a quick look at Mara's had a good building period across this bottom. If we go and have a look in the hour, we can see it's had a couple of building periods, and the liquidity is tightening up again. It's not performing as well. I think it's probably the short section of long and short positioning within funds who are using this to lay off their market movements, and so it's constantly getting some delta hedging by the market makers that have provided that liquidity on the short. That'll change as the fundamentals swap in and the fundamentals take over. So I think that if we look at how we went into the close, I think we went into the close reasonably strongly. We should see an upside today. That the big candle that was there on the Bitcoin, I think, suggests that it's a good buy through the Globex this morning if you're buying in the Asian market. If we just then go and have a look at where the option is positioning. So here we can see we've had quite good DPI, a bit of a build in DPI there, some accumulation. We're back in a reasonably low gamma position, which is probably quite price related, but we do have some ability for the price to climb now. Not a great deal of bit of here in the calls, a little bit more in the money. We can see now we're up at we're only at about 0.3, so it's one of the highest levels of calls to put in the money ratio, and the puts have been thinning out here a little bit since the 15th. If we just have a look at the shorter dated stuff here, I'm just looking at the 0 to 45 days. We can see we've had quite a good build in the 0 to 45 days, and we've had a whole lot taken off here over the last couple of sessions in the money puts, and we've had some closing here. We can see up until the 20th we had some sold calls out there. If I just take this delta filter off, at the moment it's on a 0.5. We see again that we've had some closing in here of the the out of the money calls, and we've had quite a lot of put selling going on here in the I'm suggesting put selling in Mara in the out of the money puts. All in all, I think Mara is pretty well positioned to see good upside. It might not perform as well as the other miners, but I think that it's got an outsized risk reward ratio at the moment compared to the other miners. The other miners might keep flying, but I think that at some stage the funds will take their head off the foot, their foot off the head of Mara, and Mara should see some outsized gains. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little update and have a good week's trading.